business, we'll bleed you dry.
Dad, I'm playing on the house's money now.
No, you're playing with the devil's money.
What's the plan here?
Gonna blow!
Yeah, well, I'm just getting started.
Landman. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
Things are heating up, that's for sure. We found this opportunity and we're working for it.
My man.
Tulsa King. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
You need a hug?
You need a fist?
Crutch, crutch, crutch.
Crutch, crutch.
Crutch, you need anything.
I do have one question.
We didn't mean right now.
Being a cadet in Starfleet Academy means being open to the people around you.
I've spent my whole life getting away from stuff, letting someone in.
That's hard.
I want to be captain. I need to be captain.
I owe you something. It is coming just for you.
My name is Jeffrey Manchester. I robbed 45 McDonald's.
Good morning, team.
And I've been living in a toy store for 6 months.
Authorities everywhere are on the hunt for the roof man.
But that wasn't even the crazy part.
I would like to introduce you to someone. Would you go out with me?
I would very much like to go out on a date with you.
You're not good at being a criminal.
Whatever you do, you can quit right now.
Oops.
This isn't just combat. It's cinema.
Ready or not, here I come. Let's go! Are you not entertained?
The new home of UFC, Paramount Plus.
In the Champions League, every picture tells a story, and every great story
Oh, would you believe this?
needs an audience.
It's a really special moment.
The UEFA Champions League. Every goal, every game, live on Paramount Plus.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I make it in the UFC octagon? When Jeff Probst asks survivors, ready? Do they ever want to say no? Has Dexter ever considered meditation? Will Beth and Rip make it last on the new series Dutton Ranch? If not, Rip, call me. Stream new series and returning favorites, plus huge events. It's going to be the biggest year yet.
Welcome along, everybody. So in Boston, it finished 0-0 between England and Ghana. Maybe a better result for Ghana. Ghana beat Panama back on Matchday 1. England beat Croatia on Matchday 1. So still lots to be decided with this group. Good to have you with us, everybody. Welcome along. I'm Poppy Miller alongside Troy Deeney and Nigel Reo-Coker. How are you feeling, Troy? Out of 10, let's start there. What are you giving the Three Lions this afternoon?
4. That's what we say every time. We build ourselves up. We get stupidly false hope. This is going to be the different thing. Tell ourselves we're going to win. We're going to do this. It's exactly what we know. Play against a low block. Very predictable. Very one-paced. And ultimately, the manager's going to come under a lot of scrutiny. But me and Nigel were just talking before. At some point, these players have to take some accountability. Because remember, we've heard it from like Jude Bellingham, for example. Wasn't a harmonious group in the last one. This one, it's all harmonious. Maybe it needs to be a little bit unharmonious so you could actually dig each other out and stop trying to be friends and actually deliver.
Who would you have dug out if you were in the changing room today?
I think everyone needs to be dug out. I think when you're playing against a team that's sitting a low block, the first thing we know is you have to go from left to right as quickly as possible, but you have to move the ball with tempo. And they didn't do that at any one time. That's not something new, by the way. That's not something I've learned on a coaching course. That's something since the beginning of football. If they sit in a low block and you're going to dominate the ball, you can't be slow, you can't be pedestrian, and also engage your mind, right? Because you're going to get lured into a false sense of security that we've got the ball, nothing's happening, and it becomes slow, it becomes boring. Some of these players need to have a real look at themselves, honestly.
It felt a bit Gareth Southgate-ish, didn't it, Nige, in some moments of that match?
A little bit, Poppy. I don't know. I'm just watching that game. We're all watching it, and I'm thinking to myself, you know what? Some of these players have to take great responsibility now. You know, we talk about like everything that Troy said. He's right. I just feel that when I'm looking on that pitch, where's the leaders? Where's the players that's getting annoyed a bit to say, right, I've got enough experience, whether it's playing at Arsenal, Barcelona, all these teams you've played at, like what Troy says is the foundation of football doesn't change. When you play against a team that's going to be defensively organised, as players, 5 minutes into that game, they should be saying, right, 1 touch, 2 touch, 1-2. Let's play little 1-2s where it's the hardest thing to mark. If I'm going to drive with the ball, let me play a 1-2. You've got to change it up and move the ball quick to move this Ghanaian team, to make gaps and holes start to appear so then you can get players on the ball.
So why didn't they do that? Why didn't they have a good enough tempo today?
I just feel that it's too safe. It's too safe. And the manager said it so many times, like he said, we're going to be attacking. If we're going to lose, we lose my way. So then if the manager's giving you that freedom to go out there and play, why are these players not taking that on, taking that responsibility? He doesn't want players to play safe. He wants them to play a certain style, high tempo, high energy. They switch the play out once or twice in the first half to Gordon or Madueke. They get the ball. They start to dribble slowly, taking so many touches instead of actually taking the defender on, getting at the defender and making something happen. But it was like Ghana was so well organised in this game, and they knew exactly what English players would do. All the time, Madueke will come back inside, play inside. Gordon, go down the line. Nope, he's going to come back inside. And it makes it easy because the play stays in front of the Ghanaian back four all the time. I've played right back. The best thing you can ever have is the ball in front of you. If the ball gets behind you, that's when it's a problem. That's what you don't want to do. I don't want to be turning and running backwards and all the time turning this way. If you're just going to keep it like that, it's easy for me to read and go with the ball and be organised.
Do you think that Thomas Tuchel, in the back of his mind, even though he'll never say this, is thinking, maybe I made a mistake not bringing Phil Foden or Cole Palmer? No?
Not at all. Because
he's a strong character.
But even though he's not going to admit it, you think that if he had another chance, seeing what he's seen now, he would call them up?
No, but the difference is he had another chance. Because remember, Livramento went down and he called up a centre-back in Trevor Chalobah. So you had an opportunity, because you've seen them train, you had an opportunity to go, OK, well, maybe we'll leave us a little bit short at the back, but I think we need this little bit of a flair person, and he didn't. He went and brought another centre-back in. Look, he's gone for a group that's harmonious. He's gone for a group that will follow instruction, do as they're told. You know, the likes of, I know he wasn't fit, but the likes of Jack Grealish have never seen anything since they've been around. Thomas Tuchel's been around, because they've been saying, all right, what we need is players who are going to follow instruction. But when you have that and things aren't going right, guess what happens? Players follow instruction. No one thinks, no one is able to do anything. And also, I don't want to overreact, because Ghana were brilliant.
Yeah.
They were very, very good, defensively sound. Nigel talks about playing at right back. When you play with a 5, the 2 most important players in the centre-back position is the 2 outside centre-halves. They never got dragged out. They never got pulled into positions where Harry Kane wanted to go in there with him. They let the middle one go. They then turned into a back 4. They were phenomenal. But what will happen now in not only in English media but online is this whole thing about, we should have played Kobe Mainoo. We should have played Ollie Watkins. Let me just tell you something. We've got 2 centre midfielders valued at nearly £250 million. 2 of them. Can one of you dictate a game? Not for half a game, for a whole game. Just go, hey, give me the ball, bang, tap it, do it. We were lucky. There should have been a penalty. And we're going to deal with Christina, but, you know.
We're actually going to speak to Christina right now, because here she is. Ghana might have felt hard done by the fact that they could potentially, Christina, have had this penalty. What did you think of it, though? Because I'm hearing you didn't think it should have been a penalty. Is that right?
So the only reason I'm smiling, laughing right now is Troy's. We're going to deal with Christina Uncle here shortly. So I have arrived. I
know. Sorry, it's not you. It's England. It's England. It's
actually Christina on this one. It is actually England. It's not you.
I get it. I really do appreciate you guys' comments about, like, this was just a really tough game, right? I think this is a tough game from all 3 different teams on the pitch, and that's what I say, right? Not just the 2 people, but also the referee team on the pitch. But this is something I have been seeing consistently. So to answer your question, Poppy, just directly, I am not surprised this was not given as a penalty in this game. Okay, so if we would be talking about our regular competitions and what we cover on Serie A and particularly what we see in Premier League, etc., this is being given in our domestic game. Now, what we've seen over this World Cup, and that's really where we kind of have to balance it, is what are the officials being given in the direction and the guidance as to what should and should not be given. You know, now we can put this into a pattern of clips. So when we talk about Scotland, right, they had 2 penalty decisions, not given that a lot of material impact on it, right? Gosh, sorry, I'm trying to drive from the top of my head. But there's a bunch of consistent contacts that are happening that are not being given. And you can then see that the threshold for VAR is do not give them unless it's so significant and so clear that everyone would think that you're crazy, right, for a certain reason. And I'm going to bring in back again, right, the France-Senegal penalty that was recommended down and then the referee didn't take it even though VAR recommended it down. It's like there's like this sense that if there's any kind of slight doubt, right, they're keeping their clear and obvious standard very, very high. Any kind of slight doubt that a referee could potentially have when they're in the field, it feels like the direction is, and based on the patterns and the clips that the direction is, it's got to be like 110% before you send it down here. So because this might be still a debatable clip and a debatable position, I'm not surprised VAR didn't recommend it down. I don't think the referee had the best angle for this, to be quite honest. And so this falls into what I would probably say is a missed incident. I would have rather have seen penalty here, but now I know, and what I've seen in this pattern of these games, it's why VAR is not recommending it down. They want it to be like 110%, not something that allows for clip and debate and analysis.
So they want it to be 110%, but you've just seen that, and now you think that that should have been given as a penalty, Christina?
I think it should have been given as a penalty, right? I still stand strong and true to the second penalty on Scotland that I thought who should have been given, right? But like I said, it comes back down to, and this is what I try to bring to people, you know, here's my analysis, here's the preferred decision, here's what I know that they would do, but now being able to appreciate what the recommendations, and having been in those rooms in FIFA and doing those clips and then the morning analysis, every morning they all wake up, they review the game clips, FIFA tells them what they like, what they don't like, what pattern that they want to see. That after a first set of games, I can tell you confidently, this is a pattern that FIFA's saying, do not give these kinds as a VAR recommendation for down. So yeah, Nigel, to your answer, I think it's a penalty. Do I understand why VAR is not giving it? Yes.
Christina, I don't know if you saw the still image that we had there with Konza with 2 feet off the ground. And this is the bit that I struggle to see the consistency. I understand, you know, FIFA do it differently to the Premier League and so on and so forth. But just on that still image there, I'm not sure if you can see this. But
yeah, I can.
You know, his backside is actually making contact, which will take the player down. But both feet are off the ground. He's not in control at that point. Yeah. That's the bit where I struggle. I struggle to be like, how are we not even just sending the ref for a recommendation? Does that make sense?
Oh, 100% makes sense. Like I said, I'm with you on this, and we have the still shot here. And what I say with this still shot is it's the point of contact, right? And that's where you start as an official first. You start and when you're in the VAR room, what is the point of contact? Identify that, and then play it in 50% mode to be able to appreciate it, and then play it to 100% mode to be able to truly appreciate speed, force, intensity, etc. Here, we don't really need speed or force because we're not determining between serious foul play versus reckless. We're really just determining whether or not he had contact on the ball first. Did he have a opportunity to play the ball in a fair manner, and did he play the ball in a fair manner? And I think the answer is no to both. I think he does play the player. He gets more contact on the player. And so I'm with you on the consistency standpoint, except for the fact that this is what FIFA is saying for this tournament and this World Cup. Once again, someone bring this up to me a year later in Serie A, and you said it this way. This is what's being considered consistent for this tournament.
So, Christina, I was just going to say, for me, I agree. I think that should have been given a penalty to Ghana. The other incident was Jordan Pickford coming out. Could you talk us through that incident?
God.
Yeah, it's funny because we were all kind of sitting here. We all knew, actually, I thought there was going to be a red card.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, Pickford's out, and here we go. We're going to get a red card on this situation. And then for it to be a foul coming out for Ghana. So Ghana player go off in the attack. He's leading in, right? Pickford comes out, top of the 18, 2-3 steps out, and basically they collide together. And so when I was able to see some of the world broadcast feed and it being replayed a couple of times, it was a bit of an interesting play. And this is why I just kind of, I'm not saying I'm hemming or hawing, but it was an interesting play because the ball continues to move to the right-hand side, and the Ghana player doesn't continue to follow the ball. He kind of moves a little bit to the left, and Pickford moves a little bit to the left. So both the attacker and the goalkeeper are moving towards each other and the ball is left on the right hand side. So for me, that is the only reason I wouldn't recommend it down, is because in a weird way, the Ghana player also abandoned the ball in that process. So instead of continuing and tracking and following that ball, for some reason, he started taking 2-3 steps left of the ball. And it wasn't until I saw those replays, mind you, it was a quick, short replay. I get the same angles you guys get here in live American TV. So that is something, I mean, as a VAR you'd review, I wasn't expecting, just once again, for my gut and for people who want to know what that means, that just means I don't have the right angle all the time, that it would have been more of a foul for the attacker in that situation. So, but that would be the only consideration I would say, is it was a very clumsy play in that both the attacker and the goalkeeper kind of stepped away from the ball and ended up colliding into each other. But at that point, you can't really give a drop ball. That'd be pretty awkward. So what I would lean towards, maybe the on-field decision would have been, what's again, where we have a lot of red cards this tournament, denying an obvious goal scoring opportunity. That would have been our 6th, I think, out of our 8 or 9 red cards we've had this tournament. So that's my opinion. That's my thoughts on it. No one kill me. I don't have all the angles. I wish I did. I only have the world broadcast feed like you all do.
Oh, Christina, thanks so much. We appreciate it.
First time ever, Christina. I agree with you on everything.
I can't believe we're all sat here as well saying that Ghana were hard done by, because normally we're talking about England.
We call it fair. That's the difference. We call it fair.
Yes, we do. Pretty chaotic. England could have had a red card. They could have given away a penalty as well.
They could have won it with Harry Kane as well, that last chance that he had.
That's very true. OK, we've got loads more reaction to come from Boston in just a sec. We'll be right back here on Golazo Matchday 48 Nations.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I make it in the UFC octagon?
When Jeff Probst asks survivors, ready?
Do they ever want to say no? Has Dexter ever considered meditation? Will Beth and Rip make it last on the new series Dutton Ranch? If not, Rip, call me. Stream new series and returning favorites, plus huge events. It's going to be the biggest year yet.
Welcome to the Running Man. The rules are simple. Survive 30 days. But the entire nation is hunting you down. The grand prize, $1 billion! Win this game. Change your family's life forever. Hunt him down!
People will sell you out in a heartbeat.
What is happening?
Welcome to the Running Man.
I'm back. I'm really back.
Why am I here? I'm not dead, right?
Disruption on this campus will not be tolerated.
If I look crazy, it's because that's how I feel. I don't know how to live in 2 worlds.
There are others. But they're not like us. We need to get out of here now. Open your eyes.
Paramount Plus has a mountain of movies. Wow. New movies. Timeless movies. Guys who are running out of time movies. So get in on the latest blockbusters.
Trust me.
And relive the moments that get you every time.
And that's all I have to say about that.
A mountain of movies, now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars! What a difference she has made!
The question is, can you handle it?
Can you handle it?
The crowd here feels electric. Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount Plus.
I lost my dad and my aunt. What aren't you telling me?
I'll never know what you've gone through, but I'm sure your dad will want you to be happy.
I will not lose the company that my husband started. I want success. Get it for me.
This business will bleed you dry.
Dad, I'm playing on the house's money now.
No, you're playing with the devil's money.
What's the plan here?
Gotta blow!
Yeah, well, I'm just getting started.
Landman. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
So here's how we're looking in Group L. England are at the top with Ghana after a scoreless draw today in Boston. Meanwhile, Panama and Croatia, they're the next match to kick off, and this one of the most importance after both of these teams lost on Matchday 1. Panama lost to Ghana and England beat Croatia 4-2. The momentum chart looks like this with the numbers, though, for England and Ghana's game. Not very impressive for the goals. England did everything right, you could say, Troy, on paper, but as we know, that is not where the game is won. Can you take any positives from this, though?
Yeah, it's a very pretty chart that we're looking at here, and also for the first time ever in this whole competition, well done SofaScore. That won't ever be said again from me, I promise you. But it just shows 79% ball possession. Again, for all that possession, only expected to score 1.28 in terms of XG. That's probably the Harry Kane chance because he's 6 yards out with a volley with time. So, yeah, for all of that possession, for all of those fun facts that we've got there, I'm going to have to say Ghana were the better team. And that's a sad thing to say.
By the way, just on that Harry Kane miss at the end, because if the ball fell in that moment to anyone, you'd want it to fall to Harry Kane. Then he put it over the bar, obviously, that we saw Nige. In some ways, do you think that that could help England in a moment like this, not scoring it, and like you said, then not going into the next game thinking, OK, well, we got by in the end? Is it a bit of a reality check for them coming into this last match?
I think it is a bit of a reality check, but I'll be honest with you, when that ball was dropping to Harry Kane, in my mind, I'm saying goal. Any player you want that ball to fall to in that moment, wasn't under a tremendous amount of pressure, and you think that's Harry Kane's bread and butter there, and for him to put it over the bar, I think that's just a cherry on top on the performance we've seen from England. That just sums it up. Wasn't really heavily involved in the game, really and truly, the entire of the 90 minutes. Didn't have a lot of chances, opportunities, no space for him.
Tough. I must say it's tough for him, though, isn't it?
It was tough for him. Yeah. But we always compliment the best players in the world. They find a way to do it. They find a way to make it happen. And today for England, it wasn't a great performance. And I think, if anything, it just opens the question about creative players. The two best players that were left at home, this was the type of game for those players. And the other side of it is you've got to give credit to Ghana. I think for me, Ghana's performance, for me, the one word I would use is disciplined. Yeah. It was one of the best disciplined performances I've seen by a team, knowing their game plan, sticking to it. Everyone was together for it, and they had some moments themselves.
And now they've given themselves a great chance as well to get out of the group, because they're in the exact same position as England, aren't they, at the top of the group? Let's have a look at the player ratings, though, overall for SofaScore, because, Troy, you gave the team collectively a 4 out of 10. Gahey was the highest rated with 8.3.
What are we doing now?
Bellingham, though, was the lowest rated with 6.3. Is that a surprise?
I don't know anymore. Mark Gahey, who never had to make one single tackle all game, somehow gets an 8.
He must get points for headers or something.
Yeah, I don't know. It's about time. Look, the 4 there, Konza, Rice, Elliot Anderson, they'll all get great ratings because they pass it 2 yards to each other, side to side.
They had a lot of possession as well, yeah.
You can't tell me Jude Bellingham was worse than Madueke. I'm sorry. I don't want to hear it. He was lucky to stay on the pitch for that long. So was Anthony Gordon. Saka was a little bit better. Rodgers a 7. I mean, come on. Like, what are we doing here, honestly? And then Jordan Pickford 6.8. He should have been sent off twice. So SofaScore, you did it again. You annoyed me. Thank you very much. But yeah.
Harry Kane is 6.7. Obviously, that would have massively changed had he finished his chance.
I would say to Nigel in the green room, but it's so hard because I've been in that situation when you're playing as a lone striker, and there's 5 at the back, there's a box 4 in the middle, and there's just no space because ultimately you as a striker want to go and get involved. But you know, the deeper you get, and you'd have played with players like this, the deeper they get, the midfielders then get annoyed because the midfielders have to drop a bit more to get it. You start getting to space where no one's really doing anything. So he has to stay at the top. And in games like that, it's so important that your 2 wide players take on their player, get 1v1, and create so the inside centre-backs have to come out. Yeah. Then you open up the space. But when our wingers wait 20 minutes before they're going to run at somebody, they're going to get back in shape. It's hard and impossible. But then also, if they're not doing that, Jude's got to run. Declan Rice has got to run.
Well, that's the other thing when you say something like that. It's very simple, and the US actually did it quite well. High and wide, first game, high and wide, and when you get high and wide, one of the fullbacks has to come out and engage because they want to give you that space. And when they do that, it opens a gap. Weston McKennie, Tyler Adams, all the people are running in there, and then you've got those runners, and then you get Ghana going to be like where they're coming from.
But
so
what
that's
was the
what
one
we didn't
thing
do
that
well.
they did? They seen it worked and kept doing it. England go, this ain't going to work. Let's keep doing it.
Yeah.
Go,
That's the reality.
I can't believe that didn't happen.
But the US also had someone in the box, didn't they, for when that ball did inevitably come on. Harry Kane, sometimes he wasn't even there.
Because he's trying to get involved, Poppy. He's trying to get involved in the game, so he's going in, and everyone's on top of everyone's toes, because you've got Jude in there. But like we said, if you get your wingers high and wide and you encourage Declan Rice to run, because you're dominating possession, Ghana have their entire team back, you need someone to run. Even if they don't get the ball, it may create space, and it makes it more better for Jude Bellingham to be able to get on the ball, and then that way Harry Kane can actually stay in the box.
What about Anthony Gordon then? Because how do you feel for the next game if you're Thomas Tuchel? Are you putting him in the starting 11? This is his SofaScore ratings, by the way. He got a higher rating today than he did in the game against Croatia.
Never mind if I'm Thomas Tuchel. If I'm Barcelona, I'm thinking it's an Amazon. Can I send it back and get my money back or not? But honestly, very talented player, plays for Newcastle in a system that suits him. Obviously they sit back and he's allowed to run with pace and space. But for me, when you've got pace and space, and this has happened not only to Anthony Gordon, to many a player, they move to a big club, they move for big money, and they just completely change their game. His game is running on the outside of people, getting crosses into the box. Or the play's building up, Harry Kane drops down and he's making the inside run to fill in as a forward. When have we seen that? Genuinely, when have we seen that? And I said it the other day and I'll say it again. If I'm Marcus Rashford, I'm going, am I really this good? As I'm in the shower right now, I'm going, am I really as good as I think I am? Because this fella's taken my job at Barcelona. He's taken my job in the England squad. They then put Madueke on the left before they put me there. And then I come on with like 6 minutes left. By the way, I scored in the other game. So am I really this good?
I think.
And what do I need to do to be played?
I understand what you're saying about Anthony Gordon changing his game, and for me, some players just don't know how to use their pace. Some of the players that I've seen, you think, oh God, you don't want to get in a foot race with them.
But we have at moments, right? We have seen him use his pace.
I say all Champions League.
Not so much for England. For Champions League, for Newcastle, it's more easy. It seems to be like it's a less thinking process for Champions League. And then now he gets to England, he feels like he has to overthink things and overcomplicate things and try and be smarter when you don't. Play to your strengths. The best coaches I've always had have always told me that throughout my time in my career. Play to your strengths. If you're getting
saying to the media, I'm trying to make them play to their strengths. I'm trying to say, take your player on.
How wild is that?
Poppy? Isn't that what we said at the start of the show? We said that the players have to take responsibility. I would love to play for a manager that says, go and play, I'll take all the blame. Go and play just as long as... Because then you could go and do it without a worry in the world. And again, when you play to your strengths, sometimes players change. Like, you get to a certain level. You go from the Championship to the Premier League. But you were doing what you were doing in the Championship to get to a Premier League club. And all of a sudden you get to a Premier League club, you think, oh, I have to do something different.
Change and show you can play and all that.
Play to your strength. Do what you did that got you there. I think for me, Anthony Gordon was lucky to start this game. I felt he did okay against Croatia. Nothing special or spectacular.
Impossible he starts.
I thought
you
it
don't
would have
think
been a
he'll
game
start the
to
next
start
game?
Rashford.
Do you both agree? Yeah.
Impossible, because you know what it is as well? Like, he can lie to himself. And, you know, as players, we're the best at that. You know, it's not me. They didn't give me the ball. They didn't put me in the right position.
He had enough opportunity.
But you know what they're going to do? They're going to go, here's an iPad. Have a look at your clips. Because that's what everyone does now. Look at your clips. How many duels you won, how many times you took your person on.
Well, none, actually. He won no duels today of 12.
So then when they go, hey, you're on the bench next game, he's going to have to sit there and go, ah. But we spoke about it yesterday, and I said it yesterday. Our two best players in that wider position, both on the bench today, Rashford and Saka. In terms of ability, Saka's a different kind of beast to Rashford, because Rashford, I don't care what anyone says, it has to be a mentality thing, has to be an attitude thing, because his ability's there. The right-hand side of it with Saka is he's coming back from injury. So I'm hopeful that...
He actually had one of the shots as well when he came in, when he come off the left and shot and the keeper saved it.
He's one of the players that even seeing come on, you think, OK, this could change.
But what happens is, these two now who've started the last two games, you know what happens with players? And Nigel, you know this just as well as I do. They start to believe that they're the starters. So when they have to drop to the bench now, they go, oh, you know, he doesn't like me. And then you have to, now the manager doesn't have to just drop them. He has to pick them up. He has to tell them how great they are. You're going to be important to us further down the line. But realistically, in an ideal world, these guys would just be coming on the pitch and be impact players.
But then that's
what they would be.
A lot of the responsibility tries to fall on Thomas Tuchel, because we watched the game, we saw the Croatia game. I personally felt that you would change
first.
He
But
would have
he's
changed the
taking
starting lineup.
responsibility, isn't he? Yes, okay, he didn't change the starting lineup, but he, of all, I mean, he was even, we were talking about it in the pre-show, he was pretty critical even of England's training sessions that they themselves put out. He was asked about it. He criticised them in some ways, saying it's got to be better.
But the
it's not
problem
like he
is-
sugarcoats everything.
The problem is, Poppy, is he picked the starting lineup today, and then now on
He picked the
reflection of
squad.
the result today, he's going to have to answer more questions because he's going to get criticised because people would say, why didn't you start Rashford? Why didn't you start Saka? Why didn't we have someone who can break down this low block? So he's going to have to answer a lot more now today because, yes, he chose it, but he picked the
I'm
starting
really
lineup.
intrigued, Poppy, to see what the PR spin is this time. Because after the first game, it was, we were nervous. I had to give him a pep talk to say, go and believe in yourself.
I'll
No
take
problem.
responsibility
That
if we
works,
lose.
right? That works because you win the game. Everyone goes, the manager's great, he's top, all of that fun stuff. Today, we see the same first half performance, really low-key, really safe. Second half, unfortunately, we saw exactly the same thing. So now I guarantee you, because we heard it on the broadcast, it's going to be, it's fantastic. We were patient. We're really good with our play. On another day, Nico Riley's header goes in, Harry Kane's chance goes in, and it's a perfect performance.
But what about the red card potential? And the
But so I'm
penalty?
going to go, so which one is it then? Should we be brave, fast, and get after people? Or are we now going to be the patient team? Which one is it? Because you told us you were going to give us a very clear, direct style of play that we were going to look at. And in 2 games, well, in four halves, I've seen 4 different variations in this England team. And not one of them's been good, by the way. Not one of them.
Speaking of those variations, here's by the numbers from SofaScore, the comparison between match 1 and match 2. They had more possession today, but the XG was so much lower. Okay, yes, you could say Croatia in the second half, things really opened up, right? And England was able to score all those goals. That wasn't necessarily the case today. But like you said, Troy, it's kind of which team is England at this World Cup?
And it'd be even better if we could break them into halves, because the first half against Croatia was terrible. Second half was much better. But the one thing we did in the first half, in the second half, sorry, in the first game, was play forward, run forward. That's what we spoke about. Do you remember?
Yeah.
The lads who came in, play forward, run forward, create chances. Today, safe, 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 safe. So, are you not bored? I'm literally watching the players go, are you not bored doing this? How many times have we done passing drills or pre-season things where the manager goes, we're going to do this, and you get bored after 5 minutes and you just try something different? You know you're going to get told off, but you just do it anyway. Because it's like, this is boring. And I just watch these guys and I'm literally like, what are we doing? Like, honestly, like you're so talented. The money and all that, put it to one side. But you play for the top clubs. You're at deep in the competitions of all the biggest clubs in world football. Come to England and go, you know what? Just like they've been space jammed. So they touch the ball, go, I don't know what to do.
I think that's the frustration, isn't it, for all England fans out there?
You'll be quiet because you know I'm right.
but the same old build-up happens. I feel like every 4 years we relive the exact same scenario, don't we, Nige? We get really excited with the first game.
By the way, where's all the Jordan Pickford Warriors that were saying I was wrong? Where were you lot today? Huh?
They've disappeared.
All them guys, you can't say that because he plays for Everton. All right, where are you now?
It does feel a bit same old story.
It is the same old story.
Is the glass half full or half empty for England?
I still feel it's half.
Drinking out of a glass is what I do today.
I still feel it's half full.
Yeah.
That's the reality. But I do feel that it's really on the players now. I think the players do have to start taking more responsibility. There's nothing better than playing for a manager that's willing to say, I'll take the blame, I'll take the responsibility.
Yeah,
he's not throwing you guys under the bus, and you're playing for England at national team level or World Cup, and the manager's already said it publicly. If we're going to lose, I'd rather us lose our way. 100%. So what fear should any of those players have there being on the pitch? They should have absolutely none.
Can I ask you a question, like moving forward a little bit? The one thing you've got to worry about now, and people won't talk about this for a few days because it'll be all emotional, but there's actually a game plan on how to stop England.
Yeah.
Go with a 5-4-1, block the spaces in the channel for the wingers, and then hit on the counter-attack.
Ghana have done the blueprint. And the thing is, the more you go further in the World Cup, the more you're going to face nations that can defend like that, who've got physical players, and also... Athletic. Here we go again. Athletic and physical players, but also got speed up top, which can be a killer. So they have shown a blueprint for other teams moving forward. how to stifle
and also
him.
probably got a little bit more in midfield with respect to Ghana, because Ghana were waiting, sitting, playing a long ball, then running on.
Yep.
Whereas if you've got a little bit more in midfield, you can play through the lines, allow a Declan Rice, allow an Anderson to feel that they can get to you, flip it round the corner. Now you're running on with the ball under control.
Yeah.
And that's a completely different thing. I just thought today showed our limitations, and I'm not actually. You know what? That's a lie. Not just today. Our limitations have been shown over the last 3 competitions. That when you play against a team with a low block, when you're expected to dominate with the ball, and you've been asked to break teams down, we struggle.
Is that the only positive thing, though, by the way, as the
we didn't lose,
competition...
yes.
No, but as the competition goes on and you get to the round of 16, the quarterfinals, the teams that you're going to face are going to play more open.
You know we can play Portugal, right? You know that our first knockout game could be Portugal. Based on the 2 performances today, granted one was against Uzbekistan, but hey, are you confident with our midfield versus the Portugal midfield?
No, the thing is that you know as well sometimes when it comes to football at this level is some players, when it comes to playing better opposition, they raise their game. So that's
okay.
As much as I haven't been impressed with Portugal,
do you want to take that risk?
You don't want to take that risk with playing Portugal right now.
Do you want to take that risk? You know what? Next week we'll get it. Next week we could be on. There you go. And then I ain't doing another show, just so you're aware. But I'm fine. I'm over it. Kids, I'm coming home soon.
Is half full. Okay, everybody stay with us. We're going to be back here on Golazo Matchday 48 Nations in just a moment.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I make it in the UFC octagon?
When Jeff Probst asks survivors, ready?
Do they ever want to say no? Has Dexter ever considered meditation? Will Beth and Rip make it last on the new series Dutton Ranch? If not, Rip, call me. Stream new series and returning favorites, plus huge events. It's going to be the biggest year yet.
Welcome to the Running Man. The rules are simple. Survive 30 days. But the entire nation is hunting you down.
The grand prize, $1 billion.
Win this game. Change your family's life forever.
Hunt him down!
People will sell you out in a heartbeat.
What is happening?
Welcome to the Running Man.
I'm back. I'm really back.
Why am I here? I'm not dead, right?
Disruption on this campus will not be tolerated.
If I look crazy, it's because that's how I feel. I don't know how to live in 2 worlds.
There are others. They're not like us. We need to get out of here now. Open your eyes.
Paramount Plus has a mountain of movies. Wow. New movies. Timeless movies. Guys who are running out of time movies. So get in on the latest blockbusters.
Trust me.
And relive the moments that get you every time.
And that's all I have to say about that.
A mountain of movies, now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars! What a difference she has made!
The question is, can you handle it?
Tell me, can you handle it?
The crowd here feels electric. Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount Plus.
I lost my dad and my aunt.
What aren't you telling me?
I'll never know what you've gone through, but I'm sure your dad will want you to be happy.
I will not lose the company that my husband started. I want success. Get it for me.
This business will bleed you dry.
Dad, I'm playing on the house's money now.
No, you're playing with the devil's money. What's the plan here?
Gotta blow!
Yeah, well, I'm just getting started.
Landman. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
Welcome back, everybody, to Betting 101 with Mackenzie Brooks. Unfortunately, we all lost our bets today, and I will take responsibility as well for you, Mackenzie, because we persuaded you. We got you on the England hype train, and then they were disappointed. Welcome to life of being an England fan.
It was wrong of you guys to put me under this fire, okay?
Yeah,
I knew I was watching with you guys. I dialed in, I put on the fan cap, and now we all lose together. What goes up must come down. We had a good day yesterday. You can't win them all.
I feel halfway through when you said, which one's Bellingham, was where I should have known that this is really not your...
In my head, they're all data points on the pitch. I know nothing about them or their lives. They're just neutral data points scattered around.
That and not get distracted with us and how passionate we feel. Okay, so now we're on to the third game, aren't we, in the group stage, which makes it really interesting, I suppose, from a betting perspective, because, yes, on paper, some of these look interesting, but we also don't know what the team news is going to be from some of them, like the US men's national team, because their game against Turkey means absolutely nothing. So how do you approach games like this?
Right. It's wonky, and you definitely want to be careful. And you think about Turkey even, it's like, well, their club teams would kill them if they're injured, but it feels bizarre to think that these guys aren't going to play and just play for national pride and all of those things. So somewhere in the middle of that makes me want to just ignore them. As for the USA side, if you don't play any of these guys at all, are you waiting too long, right? So I do think we can look at some first half bets with some of the US starters. Not all of them by any means. The younger guys, the quote unquote non-vets, the guys who aren't, I'm not going to bet on a Pulisic, right? Maybe a Pepe is where I'm looking at for an anytime goal scorer. So I wouldn't bet on him every game, but a game like this feels like of the starters relative to get minutes or of guys who get substantial minutes, the younger guys like that are who you're going to want to bet on. But other than that, it's a stay away. I say first half, if you're pro USA and you just want some coin on your nation's team, stick to player props of young guys that you think will get solid minutes.
But also as well, Balogun is on a yellow card, so he might not start. So Pepe could actually start through the middle.
Right. So that's the other thing. I mean, I don't think they'll start any of these guys with yellow cards at all. I would just avoid anyone with a yellow card next to them. But what I will say, if your certain book is allowing it, to bet on fouls and overs and yellow card overs, knowing that everything's wiped after this. Turkey's going to go out swinging. I don't see any other way of Turkey not just, I mean, they know they're done. Get a yellow card, fine. Like, so, and maybe they're not all, directly into yellow cards, but fouls in general, aggressive football in general. I think these third matches, especially when there's one team who knows they're going home, things will get aggressive. And I think looking into the fouls market, looking into the penalty market, yellow card market, that's when you start to look.
Especially considering none of us thought that Turkey was going to be going home. We all thought
including
maybe, including them, they're either going to win the group or go through second. Right. That was like the overwhelming consensus. The underdogs have been pretty good so far in this competition. How do we bet on them? Is there any underdog in particular you like?
No. Here's my problem with the I mean, listen, I bet on multiple different sports and different tournaments, and you have your Cinderellas and March Madness, and you have your cute underdog stories. The World Cup, to me specifically, and watching the way the stars have shined, this is not a time to get cute with the underdogs. Do you want to bet on Cape Verde to beat Saudi Arabia? You want to bet on their money line in group stage? Fine. Should you be betting on any of these teams to make it to the round of 16? That's where I'm like, let's just dial it back, right? I'm all for the good, cute story. Like, I'm a sucker for an underdog, but for the World Cup specifically, the experience you need to go deep into this tournament, it's just like, I would not tell anybody, you know what, like, oh, this team's immediately, they're going to the quarterfinals because they drew with Spain. Like, we're just not there with this team. So bet on it over their team totals in the group stage. Keep your fun with these underdogs at the group stage, because I just do feel like this is such a chalky tournament relative to sports around the world.
Do you know who I love as an underdog? Scotland, because obviously they've taken everybody, haven't they? No, they're not.
Their fans are brilliant, but they're going home.
What I will say about some underdogs, now that we
They played Brazil. They're going home. It was a great story. Like you said, they had a great time. They drank a load of beer.
By the
Boston
way,
now likes them in Glasgow
they're
get
sister
on. There you go.
That's true.
It was fun.
If the fans could win the World Cup, Scotland fans would win it.
Scotland would be in the final.
How funny John McGinn is obviously the headline of their song. I wonder how many people bet on John McGinn not having any idea who he is.
Me.
Would you? Oh, you did?
I bet on John McGinn to score.
Bellingham didn't know who he was.
McGinn, I remember actually having some pretty good stats behind that.
Well, he did score, actually, right?
Yes. Now, some of the, I don't even want to call them underdogs, but maybe you're not, top 7 shortest odds to win the final. Starting to look at their paths now. Like, some of them, Ivory Coast was a team I loved, and I wanted to come out here and say, I love this African team. This is a team that could go far. They're going to draw Norway or France.
Yeah.
So they're just stuck between a rock and a hard place. Like there's no version of that story. So even if I like this quote-unquote underdog team, now I'm starting to look at paths and it's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Colombia is a team that could get a favorable path between Ghana and Croatia. Whether they're the runner-up of Group K or the winner, they will play the runner-up or third-place team of Group L. So again, looking into paths, do I think Colombia is the best team since sliced bread? No. Would I rather take Ivory Coast? Sure. But I'm looking at paths, and that's what you have to consider.
Or maybe even the US men's national team, as we saw earlier. They've got one of the most favourable paths, haven't they, as of right now? What about one of the big teams that's maybe...
We're doing a serious show here.
I love answering the questions.
Maybe underperforming. By the way, Grella said that they're going to go further than England. So.
Grella says a lot. Just ask Australia. Grella says a lot.
So I think we actually talked about this, I think it was a few days ago, like these big giants, right? Wait for them to disappoint before you bet on them, right? Wait for Spain to draw because now they're suddenly not the shortest odds to win the World Cup. Wait for Portugal to draw. They are now plus 150 to win the group. That's 100 to win 150. And now that they won today and they kicked butt, now they're back down to minus 120. You're only making $20 instead of 150. So waiting for them to buy low stock on these big giants that we know eventually will find their footing. Even a Brazil, like wait for them to hiccup. That's when you buy in low on these types of teams. And that's where you're getting more bang for your buck. This is the perfect time, Troy, to get in on England. I'm not kidding.
I'm listening and I'm learning.
Yeah, the best odds are going to get.
England's odds drops
big time.
Yeah.
We can even look right now. Like their odds to make it to the quarterfinal are probably a lot prettier than what you thought you were going to play before.
They'll be better.
Right. Literally, great listener. Perfect time to buy in on a team like England right now to advance.
What about players, by the way?
My wife's listening. I do listen. So.
That means a lot.
I don't know. I heard her voice note. What about a player that you're not sure is going to play? Because I actually find this is really interesting. You know, when the game kicks off, okay, even if they're not playing, I like the value of maybe a player coming in as a sub. Is that crazy?
So some books, you can still hit the bet on the sub that's coming in. So if you're taking Messi to score or assist, whoever his sub is, you can, and the sub does score or assist, you're cashing that ticket. So that's something to just be wary of, regardless of what book you're on. Then you have to think about players who care about racking up the stacks, who want to win the Golden Boot, right?
Ronaldo.
You said it, not me. Guys like that are probably willing to play a full 45-minute half versus a Messi who's kind of been there, done that. So going into that's the only time I'm really betting into narratives, like who really cares to stat pad, right? And the same thing happens in the NFL. Who has incentives? Who has if I hit this many touchdowns, I get this bonus. So looking into those things is when you want to look at those players who don't have to technically play, but probably want to for their own
like when
sake.
Poppy comes in. She could be going to Lululemon. She could be out and about, but she's in today because she needs the reps. There's a bonus. How many times she's in this week?
No one knows a bonus better than Troy Deeney. He's got a bonus. Were you playing for the hat trick or were you playing for the extra?
No, that's Grella, not me. I'm all for the team. That's why I'm here.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Mackenzie. Love it. I'm actually learning a lot. I really am.
This is the summer of learning to bet, guys.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, she's already made a couple of people. Yeah. Anyway, we'll leave that alone.
We weren't successful today, but we will be in the future. We'll be right back here, everybody, on Golazo Matchday 48 Nations.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I make it in the UFC octagon?
When Jeff Probst asks survivors, ready?
Do they ever want to say no? Has Dexter ever considered meditation? Will Beth and Rip make it last on the new series Dutton Ranch? If not, Rip, call me. Stream new series and returning favorites, plus huge events. It's going to be the biggest year yet.
Welcome to the Running Man. The rules are simple. Survive 30 days. But the entire nation is hunting you down.
The grand prize, $1 billion.
Win this game. Change your family's life forever.
Hunt him down!
People will sell you out in a heartbeat.
What is happening?
Welcome to the Running Man.
I'm back. I'm really back.
Why am I here? I'm not dead, right?
Disruption on this campus will not be tolerated.
If I look crazy, it's because that's how I feel. I don't know how to live in two worlds.
There are others. But they're not like us. We need to get out of here. Now.
Paramount Plus has a mountain of movies. Wow. New movies. Timeless movies. Guys who are running out of time movies. So get in on the latest blockbusters.
Trust me.
And relive the moments that get you every time.
And that's all I have to say about that.
A mountain of movies, now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars! What a difference she has made!
The question is, can you handle it?
Can you handle it?
The crowd here feels electric. Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount Plus.
I lost my dad in my hand.
What aren't you telling me?
I'll never know what you've gone through, but I'm sure your dad will want you to be happy.
I will not lose the company that my husband started. I want success. Get it for me.
This business will bleed you dry.
Dad, I'm playing on the house's money now.
No, you're playing with the devil's money. What's the plan here?
Gotta blow!
Yeah, well, I'm just getting started.
Landman. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
Well, we were waiting to see what Thomas Tuchel was going to say after the match. Here's what he said about Harry Kane. Normally a clear goal for us. It's a big chance and then another chance it would have been deserved. We knew it would be difficult. They went even more defensive than in the first match. They defended in a 4-5-1. We found our intensity the longer the half went, but we couldn't get the reward. How do we feel about this? Okay, yes, we can all agree with the positives. That was a great chance, wasn't it, that fell to Harry Kane later on in the game. Do you agree with the sentiments, though, Troy?
What was the Man United?
We couldn't get the reward.
It was a Man United coach, Eric Ten Hag. He used to lie to me as well. You know, like when you watch, when you watch a game and then he goes, "No, we played really well. We lost 3-0." Like, no, just watch that. Found our intensity towards the end. When did that happen? When they ran off the pitch?
It's just throwing numbers in the box, throwing balls in the box, putting numbers in the box. That's what it is. So that's what he's trying to go for.
It was hopeful, and again, we're all meant to be like, oh, thanks Thomas, you told us something intriguing there. I thought he was going to be the guy that didn't stand for nothing, was telling everybody how it is. Now he's making excuses.
What would you have preferred him to say, Troy?
The truth.
We
weren't good enough today. We need to be better. We're going to come up against other teams later down the line who are going to sit in low blocks, and we have to learn how to break them down. We need to be a bit more composed. We need to move the ball with a bit more intensity. Is anything you said there offended anyone?
No, but would that
is that offensive?
I think one of the things that is a big factor, as always, and we've seen this in the last World Cups, is the intense scrutiny from the media. As a manager, do you think in some ways he's trying not to be as blunt as that, because then that just encourages the onslaught?
No, because last week he was blunt and he was rewarded for it.
Yeah, it's not blunt. I think it's just the reality of it, of what people saw, that they need to be better. They need to find a way to deal with these type of situations. Wasn't good enough, had a lot of possessions, but there's no reward for it. We need to find a way to break these teams down. And saying what he said, for me, it's an easy way out. It's an easy way out for someone that's a very strong character, very opinionated, and not strong to let people know his opinion.
Okay, well, Jude Bellingham has also just spoke out. I'm hearing. Let's see what he had to say. By the way, the lowest rated player by our friends at SofaScore, but won the man of the match. And he said, "I didn't deserve it, to be honest. It should have gone to one of their lads who defended so well. Like always, it's second game fever with England. Win the first, do well, draw the second. It's okay though. They played for a draw, and that would have seen them go through, and fair play to them."
That's honest. I think for me, that's honest. And the fact that he actually doesn't even want the man of the match and said it should have gone to one of the Ghanaian players, 100% right.
That's what you get from Blackburn Birmingham, mate. We just tell the truth.
Yeah, all right. No, he's right with that one for me. I think that's the honest kind of interview that we wanted to see. The way he reflected on the game is the reality of what we just saw. They played for the draw. It's down on England to have found a way to break them down. They couldn't break them down. And if anything, you want to give the credit and all the applause to Ghana. Ghana deserves it.
And he recognised the pattern of England. Do well in the opening game, the buzz comes back, and
that was going to be the little bit that I'd push back on. And again, I love Jude's honesty. I love what he stands for. But two things there. One, they didn't play for a draw. They just didn't play as expansive and allowing you to win. if they tried to win, they could have had a penalty. They had another couple of chances in the game as well. So they weren't playing for a draw. They just wasn't expansive and allowing you to win. They took away your best attributes, which is what a team should do. And then the other part to it is when you go, oh, it's the same old England. We do well in the first game and we don't do well in the second. Well, aren't you part of that then? Why are we not realising the pattern and trying to break it? Because if that's the case, then guess what? The same pattern's going to end up at the end. That we don't win.
Don't say that, Troy.
No, but if that's what they're saying, the pattern's going to be.
And he also
break the pattern.
He spoke out about breaking the pattern in the past, recognising the pattern of maybe not the collective.
Well, maybe you should start. Anyway.
So 0-0 between England and Ghana. England have got Panama for their final group stage game. We're going to be back in just a sec.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I make it in the UFC octagon?
When Jeff Probst asks survivors, ready?
Do they ever want to say no? Has Dexter ever considered meditation? Will Beth and Rip make it last on the new series Dutton Ranch? If not, Rip, call me. Stream new series and returning favorites, plus huge events. It's going to be the biggest year yet.
Welcome to the Running Man. The rules are simple. Survive 30 days, but the entire nation is hunting you down.
The grand prize, $1 billion.
Win this game. Change your family's life forever.
Hunt him down!
People will sell you out in a heartbeat.
What is happening?
Welcome to the Running Man.
I'm back. I'm really back.
Why am I here? I'm not dead, right?
Disruption on this campus will not be tolerated.
If I look crazy, it's because that's how I feel. I don't know how to live in two worlds.
There are others. But they're not like us. We need to get out of here now. Open your eyes.
Paramount Plus has a mountain of movies. Wow. New movies. Timeless movies. Guys who are running out of time movies. So get in on the latest blockbusters.
Trust me.
And relive the moments that get you every time.
And that's all I have to say about that.
A mountain of movies, now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars! What a difference she has made!
The question is, can you handle it?
Can you handle it?
The crowd here feels electric. Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount Plus.
I lost my dad and my aunt. What aren't you telling me?
I'll never know what you've gone through, but I'm sure your dad will want you to be happy.
I will not lose the company that my husband started. I want success. Get it for me.
This business will bleed you dry.
Dad, I'm playing on the house's money now.
No, you're playing with the devil's money. What's the plan here?
Gonna blow!
Yeah, well, I'm just getting started.
Landman. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
Welcome back, everybody. Just a reminder on more stories that shape the beautiful game here in the US. You've got the US men's soccer trilogy, multiple eras, one passion, the $1 billion goal, You Don't Know Where I'm From, Dog, and Pulisic, all available for you on Paramount Plus. Guess what else is available for you on Paramount Plus? Lots of football coming up domestically, including Luka Modric, who plays for AC Milan. Meanwhile, for Hoffenheim, you've got Andrej Kramaric, you've got Mateo Kovacic as well, that plays for Manchester City. Loads to look forward to, and Pasalic as well with Atalanta. This is a look at Croatia's starting 11 for tonight's game then, all of which available for you on Paramount Plus, apart from Musa, who starts up top.
Yeah, so we're not going to talk about Musa for that because he's not part of the team. But honestly, we saw him against England, a very solid out of it. Guardiola at left back, again, need to be a little bit more, but remember, he's coming back from an ankle break from Man City, so he's getting fit on the job. Kovacic goes in there with Modric, again, more experience, a little bit more legs as well around Modric. Sucic drops to the bench, who I actually thought played a really good game. Perisic on the left-hand side, Nige, experienced, wily veteran, and obviously he was the one who got the assist for the first goal as well. So a lot to admire about this team. Very organised, very solid, but also have some players coming off the bench now can add a little bit more.
Yeah, Baturina for me is a real top talent. Needs to start taking up now as the next star for this Croatia side. And there we go into Panama there, and Thomas Christensen has done tremendous well with this Panama side. Very hard to beat, well organised. They're going to be a very difficult team for Croatia. You talk about athleticism and competitiveness and physicality. Martinez there up in the top right, he's going to be one of the key players from them up this Panama side, as well as Rodriguez. But their best player is on the bench, and it is Kvaratskhelia, who for me is a real top player. They're a really good player, coming back from injury, trying to find his way back into form. But if you're talking about a team that's going to be organised, compete, and try and hit you on the counter-attack, this is this Panama side. And again, credit to Thomas Christensen with the job that he's done with Panama.
Yeah.
Both teams, though, lost on match day 1, so this is paramount for both of them to win. Paramount Plus.
Sure,
who do you think is going to win?
I'm not going to give you an extension, don't worry.
I've already got it.
Oh.
Just kidding. I've 1 year.
I'm not
Don't get nervous. Just speak, it's fine.
Nigel, what do you think? Who do you think is going to win?
It's going to be a tough game. I think when it comes to this game, Poppy, it's about streetwise a bit, and Croatia, with the experience that they have, as great as Panama is, I think Croatia will eventually find a way. I see another tight game, but I think with the quality and experience that Croatia have, I think they'll find a way from more of a footballing perspective. They'll slow the tempo down. They won't try and make it end-to-end, be compact and organised.
Yeah, I also think as well for Croatia, well, for both teams really, but for Croatia, they'll look now, see that result that England and Ghana just played out there, and you go, oh, do you know what?
It's a big opportunity.
We could get back into this, and we can actually win the group still. So it's good for them. They'll know where they're at. But Panama, they're no bugs, and it'll be a real tight game, as Nigel said. But I just think Croatia's got a little bit more in that final third, a little bit more quality over the pitch as well.
Is anybody concerned, though, in the second half with Croatia, after we saw the second half against England?
No, not really. I think for me that you can see they start to bring on the youth. They're not as old as we think they are. In the second half of the game, they start to bring on more youthful players, the next generation of Croatia players to come on. So they've got a good balance. I just think about Croatia, I always just think I just think streetwise. Very street smart and streetwise in how they play the game of football. I think that's a big difference for me with them.
No, I agree. I absolutely agree. I think as well with Panama, they play a very similar game to Ghana, don't they? Try to sit in, be really resolute, and try and hit you on the counter-attack. Croatia ain't going to get drawn into that, not at all.
What do you think, if we had to predict very quickly, the group standings come the end of the final match day? Who are we going for? Because Panama, by the way, winning this afternoon would really shake things up as well.
Yeah, I would honestly say it's really tough to call. I think this result today that England got with Ghana makes it very difficult to predict this group.
Come on, you got to, Nige.
I'll go England top. I'll go Ghana, Croatia.
Okay. What do you say, Nige?
I'd follow suit with that as well.
Same.
If I had to make a decision, I would.
All right, loads to look forward to tomorrow. Troy is turning my earpiece up and it is blasting my ear. Morning footy starts at 10 o'clock Eastern. Matchday will follow at 2 o'clock. Then you've got more Matchday at 5 o'clock Eastern, followed by Match Night as well. Scoreline will round out the day at 11 o'clock Eastern on the Golazo Network and live on YouTube. Thank you everybody so much for joining us. We're going to see you soon. Hopefully my hearing's back tomorrow. So I'll be like Nige.
I thought it was Nigel, sorry.
See?
Okay.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I make it in the UFC octagon?
When Jeff Probst asks